Jai Sai Ram. We're continuing with chapter 22 now with the story called Amir Shakkar. Amir Shakkar was a native of the village Korale. He worked as a commission agent in Bandra and was well known there. He once suffered from rheumatism, which gave him a lot of pain. He was then reminded of God, so he left his business and went to Shirdi and prayed to Baba to relieve him from his malady. Baba then stationed him in the Chavri, which was then a dump, an unhealthy place unfit for such a patient. Any other place in the village would have been better for Amir, but Baba's word was the deciding factor for the chief medicine. Baba did not allow him to come to the masjid but asked him to remain in the Chawri, where he got the great advantage of Baba's regular darshan. Baba passed by the Chawri every morning and evening and stayed there overnight every alternate day. So Amir received Baba's contact very often. He stayed there for a full 9 months and then somehow or the other he had a disgust for the place. So one night he stealthily left the place and came to Kopargaon and stayed in the Dharamshala. There he saw an old dying fakir who asked him for water. Amir brought some water and gave it to the fakir. As soon as the fakir drank it, he passed away. Then Amir was in a fix. He thought that if he went and informed authorities, he would be held responsible for the death, as he was the first and sole informant. He repented, leaving Shirdi without Baba's leave and prayed to Baba. He then decided to return to Shirdi that same night and ran back to Shirdi, remembering Baba and chanting Baba's name on the way. Then he lived in the Chabri in perfect accordance with Baba's wishes and orders, and eventually was cured. One night it so happened that Baba cried out at midnight, "Oh Abdul, some devilish creature is dashing against the side of my bed." Abdul came with a lantern and examined Baba's bed but found nothing. Baba asked him to look carefully and began to strike the ground with his satka. Seeing Baba's Leela, Amir knew that Baba sensed a serpent had come there. Amir knew through close and long contact with Baba the meaning of Baba's words and actions. Baba then saw something moving near Amir's pillow. He asked Abdul to bring the light, and when he brought it, he saw the coil of a serpent moving its head up and down. The serpent was immediately beaten to death. Thus, Baba gave a timely warning and saved Amir. Jai Sai Ram. At Baba's recommendation, Kaka Sahib Dikshit read two works of Sri Eknath Maharaj Ji, the Bhagavad and the Bhavarth Ramayana every day to an audience, and Hemant Pant had the good fortune of being amongst the audience. Once, when a portion from the Ramayana about Hanuman's testing Rama's greatness was being read, all the listeners were spellbound. Hemant Pant was one of them. A big scorpion, no one knew where it came from, sat on the Uparani, the upper dhotar, which was on Hemant Pant's right shoulder. At first, it was not noticed, but as the Lord protects those who are intent on hearing his stories, Hemant Pant casually cast a glance over his right shoulder and noticed it. It was dead silent and did not move at all. It seemed as if it was too enjoying the reading. Then, with the Lord's grace, Hemant Pant stealthily took the two ends of his dhotar, folded them, and enclosed the scorpion within. Then he went out and threw it into the garden. On another occasion, a few people were sitting on the upper floor of Dikshit's Vada just before nightfall, when a serpent crept through a hole in the window frame and sat coiled up. A light was brought, and the snake was first dazzled by the light. However, it sat still and only moved its head up and down. Then many people rushed there with sticks and cudgels, but it sat in an awkward place, no blow could be dealt. Upon hearing the commotion, the serpent went hastily out through the same hole. Everyone felt relieved. The last story is called Baba's Opinion. A devotee named Muktaram then said that it was good that the poor creature escaped. Hemant Pant challenged him, saying that serpent should be killed. There was a heated discussion between them. As the night fell, the discussion came to an end without any decision being arrived at. The next day, the question was referred to Baba, who gave his opinion as follows. God lives in all beings and creatures, whether they are serpents or scorpions. He is the master wire puller of the universe, and all beings obey his commands. Unless he wills it, nobody can do harm to others. The world is all dependent on him, and no one is independent. So we should take pity on all and love all creatures, not engage in adventurous fights and killings, and be patient. The Lord protects everyone. That is the conclusion of this chapter. The lessons are given very sweetly and very clearly in these chapters, so we can continue with the next chapter. For that, we'll see you in the next video. Jai Sai Ram.